doing a Q&A session today, and we're going to be breaking these up in multiple podcast episodes because I've answered so many Q&As recently. I told Ashley, I said, we've got to bring this to the show. So hi, I'm Lindsay. Ashley's on the line. I'm a licensed esthetician. My co-host is Ashley. Hey, sis.
Hey, I also used to work with Lindsay in her spa that she owned for 10 years. So that's what we do. We work together and we talk about skincare tips, skincare routines, and pulling all that experience and knowledge that Lindsay learned from owning her spa for over 13 years.
I thought it'd be fun if you would get to hear what other people ask me and how I answer it. And these are, I thought, okay, there's a lot of questions here. So why don't we just like break them up into different episodes? And we're going to do 5 today, which are really good.
Ooh, I love that.
But, you know, as I was getting ready for the show, I was thinking of what things I would like to work on in my skincare routine. And I wanted to know what Ashley's take was as well. So here's what
you want me to criticize you? Okay, here's what I think that you should work on in your skincare routine.
No, you have misunderstood me.
Because I can help you. Also, your outfits and your jewelry and all that good stuff. We're sisters, so I can do that.
I was thinking, because I took a shower and I got ready for the show today, and I thought, you know what?
Thank you for taking a shower.
You're welcome. The one thing I need to work on is my there's 2 things. Okay. I'm doing my breathing in the shower. That's like, cause I'm doing my self-care, my facial massage. So I do my breathing. I do that all in the shower, but I'm such in a rush after just cause I'm so limited on time. So I'm going to make a commitment to come back to this tonight to make sure that I add this into my routine. And that is I need to dry brush. Ashley, you're really good at your dry brushing. You're committed to that. She does a really great job at that, I think. And then the second thing is I need to put oil on my body and like break up my cellulite. So I need to like use a body paddle and like move that cellulite. So those are 2 things. Cause listen, I'm thinking about summer and bathing suits.
Right. And you know, cellulite's also genetics, and you and I both have a heavy dose of cellulite because our mom has heavy cellulite. And again,
Mom really appreciates you saying that.
Whatever. Mom can't hear. Okay. So,
she knows how to turn up the volume.
She's got her hearing aid. She can hear. Yeah. So Mom, I just want to let you know that we did a podcast episode all on cellulite, and it doesn't matter if, you know, about your weight. It can, you know, it doesn't matter if you're skinny. It doesn't matter if you're heavier. It has nothing to do that. It has to do with your skin. So that's the thing. And so dry brushing and massage and lymphatic movements, you know, is a great way to help the cellulite. But I will be realistic. It will improve it, but it's never going to go away. And I actually even our cellulite's so bad, and I'm very self-conscious in my shorts, that I even looked into getting that cellulite surgery where they go in under your skin and they do the you know, they like pop the something in there.
The fibers?
Yeah. But then I read somewhere that somebody had a bad complication with that. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to love my body, accept it. And, you know, that's just, sometimes it's just about, I have to accept it. And that's the way it is. And be thankful that, hey, I can walk, right?
Yeah. I know it's not going to completely go away. I just want to get it back to where it used to be. Cause after I had a baby, that's when it just like skyrocketed.
That's when, after I had my first son, after I had my first baby, it really increased. But then after I had my second one, I mean, I had a new pair of legs. It was insane. So what I'm personally doing right, I mean, it really was. I was like, this is weird. But what I am trying to do is build muscle, because then it
tightens up.
It tightens it up. And then, you know, and then I also feel good about myself. But I will tell you something, it is work to build that muscle, not only in the gym, but also getting in enough protein. Like I have to think about every meal, snack, I think protein first. And
so what is your one thing that you want to try in your skincare or body routine or wellness routine? Like what What do you feel like? Okay, I've slacked off by this. I need to add this. I need to start working on
Oh,
this
I
again.
can
What's yours?
completely. Now, this is not a skincare routine because I'm doing really good with all the methods that I've learned from you in our LaPree Beauty skincare. But what I have not been doing, and y'all, I say this to myself every night. Okay, I'm just not going to do it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow night. And it is putting in my retainer. Every night I'm like, I don't want to put in my retainer. I'll do it tomorrow because it hurts because I'm not wearing it regularly.
I struggle with that too. And I don't do mine every night. I do mine in maintenance mode. I do once or twice a week. And I
Yeah.
tried it.
And it hurts when I do that, right?
It does. So I've just decided on Sunday nights, I'm starting my week off right. That's when I usually do it on Sunday nights.
That is so smart. I didn't think about putting a dedicated thing like Sunday nights and Sundays and Wednesdays, like the church days, right?
Yeah. And what it does is I'm like, let's get this over with, is my attitude.
That's smart. I
Let's
like
just
that,
get this
starting
over
off
with.
their week right.
So I
That's
don't
really
like
smart, Lindsay.
I don't like my retainer. And as soon as in the morning, then I put my denture tablet in to clean it off. So anyway,
And y'all,
hopefully,
even I have to say this because I'm such a baby. I mean, when I got my braces redone in my 40s, because I'd already had braces in a middle school and I was a child and still didn't wear my retainers. So I had to get them redone, go through all that embarrassing stuff. And the orthodontist made me sign a contract that retainers are for life. And here I am, 49. And I'm like, I don't want to wear my retainers.
I know it's just such a pain. I mean, I get it. But okay, so you're going to do your retainer, which is important. It is part of aesthetics because your teeth, having them straight and it just structures your jawline and it does structure your face. That really is important.
I need to do the mouth taping at night.
Yeah,
I slacked off on that big time.
Yeah, I have noticed that I don't need mine as much because I'm actually, every time I wake up, my mouth is closed. I feel like I have trained myself to do that. But also I'm waking, I'm kind of like light sleeping. I'm just in a different stage than most people right now just because I have a baby. So I'm like light sleeping because I have to feed the baby. So anyway, let's get into today's Q&A. It's very exciting when I'm able to answer people's questions and hopefully help them. So
All right, I'll start off with the questions and then you do the answers.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Should I make up a name? I'm going to do that.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, because that's going to come up with some funny names. Okay.
All right, well, go ahead if you want to do that.
Well, I was just teasing my son this morning about like his future girlfriend, but then actually I'm not going to do that because what if somebody's name is that, and then
that's what I was thinking. And they're like, wait a minute.
Do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Question. I'm in my late 40s and am practically a clone of my mom. She has heavy jowls and I'm just starting to see the slightest start of them on me. I don't want to go the injectable route. I'd rather have a one and done surgery than accept whatever aging happens afterwards. Hopefully keeping a few years shaved off from the procedure. Any thoughts on what age would be ideal for a mini facelift? I don't want to wait till I have full droop like my mom, but too soon, and I feel like it's pointless. If not a specific age, maybe what symptoms would indicate to you that the time was right? That's a really good question.
First of all, poor mom. We always put mom under we're like, we don't want jowls like mom, okay?
Right. I don't want legs like mom.
Listen, I hope that we see in our lifetime a really advanced technology. And I think we may, or at least my son's lifetime, to where we don't have to have, if you want a major lift with your jowls, nobody wants to hear this, it is a facelift at this point. You can do micro changes to your jowls and do a slight lift, but it's not going to be through skincare. It is going to be through beauty tools. I talk about this a lot. I have mixed feelings on threads. I personally don't feel comfortable getting threads right now, just from the things that I've seen where it can go wrong. So what I personally do, because I struggle with this too, I'm turning 147 because I turned 47 in May. So these are the things that I do to keep my jowls as tight as I can and as lifted as I can with the tools that I have where we are in technology. I like to say that because you've probably noticed that with the skincare trends that are in the technology, we are advancing at such a rapid pace. And I really foresee coming up in the future, stem cells are going to be huge. And I think that we're going to be able to just go places with our skin in the future that we never have. So with
and
that
our
said,
joints. I just want you to know my knees and my back and my neck are waiting for that moment.
yeah.
I've got an appointment with my chiropractor for Friday. So yeah.
So with your beauty tools that we currently have in our toolbox, there's going to be the same staple things that you can do. Of course, my advice I really, really love for your body to naturally produce its own collagen elasticity through Dermarolling. I talk about that all the time. It's really one of my favorite beauty devices. It's not that expensive. And I love to put a serum before Dermaroll, then Dermaroll, and then a serum after that. I love to use a growth hormone serum or hyaluronic acid serum. Those are my two favorites. I did want to say that we do have a video in La Prix Beauty, which is our online skincare membership. And I personally show you how to dermaroll because I know that it can be overwhelming, confusing, and there is a way to do it. A lot of people don't realize that you need to do 3 passes on your skin, vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. And I go over how to do that inside our online skincare membership. We have a 7-day free trial if you're interested in looking at that. So then you can actually just watch the video and see how you'd like it to see if that's for you.
One thing I liked about that was because coming from a person who is not an esthetician but just loves skincare, I remember when you first talked to me about at-home dermarolling, which some people might call it at-home microneedling. And I remember going, there are so many dermaroll options and then ones with the needles. And I was scared. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. That's needles in my face. And what I like about it is that I trust Lindsay because she's a really good esthetician. And she was literally like number one in Greenville. And the thing about it is that I was really scared to do it. And I watched Lindsay's video and she tells you exactly what she does, exactly the device she does, and you do it along with her. And then she also tells you all the ways to clean your device, because the last thing you want to do is not clean it properly because that's needles going over and you don't want to spread things around. So it was just, for somebody that wasn't trained in school, it was just, I felt calm and confident in doing it myself at home, following along with you. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, well, that makes me feel good. And yeah, I want you to feel confident. And I like how you can just hit a video and you can go back to that same video and hit play, and do it. And it's very simple and easy. I get right to it in my videos. I don't talk a long time like I do in the podcast because I know that we're busy, and you can just watch it on your phone. It's really easy. So dermarolling is going to be my top. The difference between obviously dermarolling and microneedling is the size of the needles. Dermarolling, of course, is a very small size. So it does take longer to see results. But in my opinion, I think it's better for your skin because you're not creating too much trauma. And that's just the method that I prefer. And I have had both done. Red light therapy, of course, is another wonderful beauty tool that I use often. Ashley, you use this often too. It just tightens everything. It stimulates your collagen elasticity. And just, bonus points is doing other things like refining your pores, just getting them super tight, and helping with hyperpigmentation or any kind of melasma that you may have. So why not just do all of that at the same time that's kind of what I think. Now, I am still researching this for my jowls. It's the Lima laser. So I am still researching that. I've also been asked about that too. I cannot give my personal opinion on that. Ashley, you can give your opinion on that because you have done it for how many days? 90?
Yeah, I did it for 90 days. And then, of course, I use it periodically. And the thing about it is with
It's a cold laser.
The cold laser, yeah. Thing about that I found out was that it wasn't a dramatic lift for me, because I can also relate to the lady that asked the question, is that I also wanted the, that big lift. And I was really hopeful that was going to give it to me. But what I can say, the most dramatic thing that the Lima laser did was that this is pretty unbelievable. It cured me of my hyperpigmentation because I had really bad melasma, and it started right after, like it just exploded during my pregnancy with my son, and then after my son was born, which actually is where LaPree Beauty, our skincare routine, actually got started, because I wanted someplace where I could do my skincare at home, because when my melasma got so bad, I didn't want to leave my house. I was embarrassed. I was like, I don't want to see anybody, because it was a transformation in my skin. And Lindsay, you know, she still is a licensed esthetician, but she was working at her spa at the time, and she would come, this was so sweet, she would come home from her spa and come to my house and show me how to take care of my skin and how to treat the melasma. And she treated it with the tools and the skincare products at the time to get it under control. And then I felt comfortable leaving my house. I mean, it was that bad. So when we talk about, we want you to feel confident in your skin, I personally know what it feels like to not feel confident in your skin. And I would not, like, I was like, I'm not going on play dates. I didn't want to leave my house. So anyway, so I have a really strong
personal
feeling about
story with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the one thing that the Lima laser did do for me, which I am forever grateful. So that is amazing. And I mean, I go into hot yoga and my melasma hasn't returned, because for those of you who have those melasma, the hyperpigmentation, you know that as soon as you see the sun come out, you're like this, oh no, my skin's about to be, you know, brown spots everywhere. Yeah.
Melasma is so tricky too. You usually, if you have melasma or hyperpigmentation or sunspots in general, you know, you're going to struggle with that probably your whole life, because as soon as you go out in the sun and it's not protected, it comes back pretty quickly.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just goes down such in deep layers in your skin. So it's just a constant battle. So that's why these beauty tools like the red light therapy and Lima laser, which is a cold laser, and peels that can really just help you, you're just going to keep that up. So every fall, I recommend, if you're doing peels, that's when you're going to combat, you know, hit that hyperpigmentation. And of course, you can do your red light therapy like Ashley does all year round, and she has the cold laser, the Lima laser. Another cool tool for just lifting those jowls up, and I always do them. I don't know if you did it for your video today, but I always do them before we film, is I do a microcurrent. I love the Ziip microcurrent. It's one of my absolute favorite tools. It's just so easy to zip up the face. It really does zip like quickly. I love the timers, the ease with that tool. It's just absolutely such a great tool, and you can take it with you on the go. It has both a nanocurrent and a microcurrent, so it will lift up your skin pretty, quickly. So I would just need that lift like right then, because I'm going to do pictures or I'm going to see somebody and I want to look good and fresh. That microcurrent is going to give you that look. Ashley has a Ziip too. She absolutely loves it.
I mean, I even love doing it before I go to Sunday school, y'all. I mean, I'm just being real. Because I see a lot of people at church.
Right. I think that's a great point. It doesn't have to be
have to be like a big, moment. It's just like, hey, I'm going, I'm going into work. I mean, it's whatever.
We don't get headshots every day, people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I like how you said that. Even just simple places that you're going to go that you just want to feel good about your skin. That's a great time to use that. And actually, it's really good for you to use it every day or every other day to keep those results to when you get to where you want. Then you can slack off and do a couple times a week.
Like our retainer schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your retainer and your microcurrent on the same night. You should do that, Ashley. And that way.
No, you know what? I'm so motivated now, y'all, because I'm going to say it out loud, because when you say things out loud, it makes you accountable.
That's right.
I am going to do my retainer tonight. What night is it? Is it Tuesday?
Yes.
I don't know.
You need to, what are your dedicated days of the week? Is it Sunday and Wednesday?
Yes, but I'm going to do it tonight because I'm saying it out loud.
That's funny that you said that, because I was listening to this, I don't know, it was somebody talking on a reel or something, and it was talking about people with ADD, like what you need to do. And that was one of the things in which we do that. You say it, you tell somebody that you're going to do it, because it holds you more accountable and you'll get it done. And I think that's great. So even do that with your skincare. So Ashley, I know you want to do it tonight, but I think that you should do it tomorrow night, because I think you should start your routine tomorrow. So
Okay.
Sunday and Wednesday, retainer and microcurrent.
And tonight you need a dry brush. And
Yes,
you
I am.
too, everybody.
Yes, I'm going to dry brush, and I'm going to get out my like body paddle massager thing, and I'm going to put oil on it, and I'm going to go on my body, and I'm going to get my thighs smooth out. Okay. Now we also have, if you want to listen to a whole episode on when to see results for your beauty tools, if you go to podcast episode 153, so that's lindsayholder.com/153, you will get that episode about beauty devices.
Okay, the next question is affordable sulfur cleansers for, oh my gosh, I just totally.
Cleansers.
Affordable sulfur cleansers for sebaceous filaments. And before we get into this, is a funny spa question. So, as I said before, I used to work with Lindsay at her spa. And Lindsay, I would say, I want this black stuff out of my nose or out of my forehead. And Lindsay's like, you mean the sebaceous filaments? And I'm like, Lindsay, stop it. Stop talking fancy. I just want the black dots gone. So every time I see sebaceous filaments, I just laugh at myself because you weren't being like, la-ti-da. You're like, that's the correct term, and I'm a trained professional.
Listen, a lot of people think that they are blackheads. They look like little pin dots on their nose, and that this is such a misconception. And I really want to clear this up because they're not. I mean, some of them could be blackheads. I would totally have to see your skin first. But most of the time, if they're little pin dots all over your nose, it's most likely a sebaceous filament. And all that is extra oil that's oxidized. And I think it's actually good because it's showing that you have good oil production. And I have a lot of them, so I am the perfect one to ask. But I have been able to keep them under control with a few adjustments. So just know, there's nothing wrong with your nose, and there's nothing wrong with your T-zone. When you have those little black dots everywhere, that is good. It's just that extra oil that's oxidized, and I'm going to help you get rid of them until they come back the next day or the next few days, because they are going to just fill up again. But if you keep up with the removal of them, you're going to have clearer pores, obviously, and it makes you closer to having that glass skin that everybody covets, because your pores are now, I hate to use the word smaller, but they're tighter. Let's use that one, because you've cleared out all that gunk inside, all that extra oil. Okay. So what you can do is, I keep mine under control. I use a salicylic acid under the areas that need to be extracted, and I put that salicylic acid on for a few minutes. You do not have to spend a lot of money on a salicylic acid. There's one even by The Ordinary that is easy. We will have what I like what we're going to do in our episodes or podcast episodes. You don't have to search all over the place. We have a link to our products in the show notes. So you can just go out and see that exactly. So I'll have a salicylic acid that I use. It's really easy to do. So put it on, but this is the key. Let it sit on those areas first. Let it kind of like soak in a little bit. And then what I want you to do is use a skin scrubber, which is, we in aesthetics land, a fancy word is, ultrasonic device. Oscillators. Thank you. Oscillator. And it's fun. You turn them on and they oscillate. Skin scrubber or oscillator. Also, I just want to tell you, it has got two sides to that. So you can make the most out of using that beauty tool. So the first side, you're going to want to use and pull out the filaments. Be very gentle on that. And you can actually turn the oscillator or the skin scrubber over on the other side. And then you can use that to push in your products, which is really neat. So there's two ways to do that.
There's so many fun things to do out there with skincare. Like if you're listening and the only thing that you've ever done is just put moisturizer on your face, like there is so many more things that you can do to be helping yourself out. And it's exciting. Like I love it.
It's so much fun. And I don't want to, just like the Dermarolling, I don't want to overwhelm you on how to do that. You can totally do that. Try that 7 trial day for free, because I have a video on how to use a skin scrubber and I walk you through that. So you don't have to feel alone in that. I tell you exactly how to use it. And it's really fun using the skin scrubber on the other side to push your products in further into your skin. And it makes the difference, because you want your skincare to go deep in your skin, and it just oscillates it to push it, to drive it into your skin. So that is that. Of course, LED light therapy, use that mask weekly, maybe a few times a week to also help with those filaments because it just tightens those pores. I would do that after you do the skin scrubber. And then you could also use, we've all heard about this before, but use a clay mask. You want to pull out those extra impurities. It really does work, and it will just let it sit on your skin and then just gently remove it with a microfiber cloth, and it'll just freshen up those pores so you can have that clear skin again.
Great answer. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Okay, our third question is, kudos to y'all for asking these questions. They are all fantastic. I love, you know what it is? I love hearing the questions, and I love hearing how Lindsay's going to answer them.
Send in your questions. Our email is hello@lindsayholder.com. Send your questions and you may hear it on the show. We want to know, what do you want to know about? Because I don't know. What do you know, Ashley? Like, I don't know.
You know
unless
what is
I'm
so
asked.
funny, because at the beginning, because I've been doing this podcast with Lindsay for a while now, and my knowledge has shot over the moon. And so at the beginning, I would ask Lindsay all these questions, and Lindsay was like, really? You don't know that? I was like, no, that's like really hard. She's like, oh, I just thought that was basic. And so now I'm getting to the point where I understand what you're talking about, because I have a lot of knowledge, and I'm like, well, yeah, everybody knows that. But then when I go out in the real world and people ask me a question, I'm like, oh, you didn't know. Oh, okay. And so I don't know as much as Lindsay, of course, but
You know a lot, Ashley.
yes, thank you. Any question that you have, it's not a stupid one. It's not a simple one. Everybody starts somewhere, and there is, that quote that says, when should you have started, your skincare? The best time to started your skincare, or the best time to start wearing, SPF would have been like 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, depending on how old you are. The second best time to do it is today. And so that's where it's like, if you're like, y'all, I haven't been doing my skincare, I don't even know anything. Like what I said at the beginning, I just splash my face with water and move on. That's okay. You can start today, and you can start for free and start learning, and so that you can do it at home and have fun with it and take care of yourself. But yeah, go to hello@lindsayholder.com, and it's just Lindsay and I. We're the only ones reading your email, so we would love to hear from you. That makes us so happy. And also at our Spa Skin and Beauty Instagram account, if you just want to send us a message. I like to get on there and post things without Lindsay's permission. Like Lindsay just gave me a little bit of, stuff where I posted a picture, and Lindsay goes, did she use green in the text?
Oh,
those
my
are not our
word.
brand colors. I'm like, I know.
Once you start following us, you will know. You will know that's a Lindsay post or Lindsay story, and that's it. Okay, Ashley's not allowed to post. She's allowed to do stories. We have some boundaries and some rules with our social media. So Ashley, you were allowed to, because post. Ashley, excuse me, but she jacks it all up because it like half the picture's missing. The text, you can't read it. It's off the page. It's just not her specialty. So she's not allowed to do that. But
you know what it is? I like talking to people.
You can't do stories.
So I'm like, Lindsay gives me stories, so I do a story, because I think Lindsay's like, that's going away in what is it, 12 hours, 24 hours?
24 hours. So when it's tacky as, you know what?
Like today's was, so
oh
whatever.
My gosh.
But I had fun doing it. I wanted to match my matcha. Okay.
Yeah, you
everybody
did.
knows I have a refreshing drink, and today I had 2, so I posted those 2 on our on the Spa Skin and Beauty.
I would have just gotten a nice matcha colored, like something that matched, not that really strong lime green. I don't know. We're just different.
That's the magic of me. HydraFacials, any good? That's our next question.
That was so that question is, I needed a little bit more information than that, but I will tell you this. And I think there is, okay, so that's a 2-part question, right?
I think probably, now I'm just guessing, but HydraFacials, are they any good? Because I will say from a customer point of view, when I used to go get facials at the spa, there was a difference in the price point. HydraFacials were always double the cost of a normal facial. So I think the person is probably like, are they any good? Are they worth the money? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I just want to educate people on the cost of when you own a spa and you're getting a service and you're going into a spa, the machine itself is very expensive, very expensive. And the medical grade serums and all the products, those are extremely expensive too. So you're paying for those really upgraded specialty products that are going under your skin, as well as the skill of the technician. There's just so many different factors that go into it. Now, I owned a HydraFacial machine, and yes, they're very, very expensive to run. And do I like HydraFacials? Yes, I do. I perform them on so many clients, and I also trained my entire team. I'm very, very well educated with HydraFacial. Actually, HydraFacial has been on our show twice because I like them so much. So we did a full face HydraFacial episode. We'll link that in the show notes below, as well as one just on the scalp, because they also offer a scalp treatment. So just to kind of go into a little bit details with HydraFacial, they are great because they are excellent at exfoliating the skin with acids, removing those extractions, and then adding back into the skin that hydration with hyaluronic acid and peptides. So I really do like them as well. If it would be helpful to you, Ashley, can we link the HydraFacial episodes?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I actually put this in my notes right now while you're talking, because y'all, as soon as Lindsay will always put like, and we're gonna link, and this is gonna link, and I just want you to know she just really needs to say, Ashley, can you link, because Lindsay's not linking anything, and then when we get off the podcast, I'm like, Lindsay, what is that supposed to link? She's like, I don't know.
I like to give my to-do list within the show.
Yes. Oh, yes. And so now I've learned, okay, I better write it down, because neither one of us is going to remember. And then there's nothing worse than like somebody like, hey, I'm going to link it, and that person doesn't link, and or at least for me, and then I'm like, man, like
that is the worst. If we do not do something like we say we're going to do, please call us out on this. And it is not intentional. Call us out.
Just ask me. You don't have, you can just go to hello@Lindsay or Spot Skin and Beauty Instagram. Just ask me, and it's not intentional. I will literally tell you what it is, and then I'll also go back in the show notes and
we are just 47 and 48, and we just forgot.
I'm 49. Yeah, it's totally like
Are you 49?
I'm 49.
I already forgot how old you were.
Exactly. I will walk into the kitchen and I'll be like this. What am I in here for?
God, we got to do something spectacular for your 50th. We really do. We've got to celebrate that. I'm going to have to start thinking where we can go.
If you've had a 50th birthday or have had an aunt that's had a 50th birthday or a friend or something, and you have some suggestions, let me know.
You look amazing. I mean, really, Ashley. I mean, I see other people that are 50s and I'm like, did you just turn 75? Like, you really do look good. You can tell that you put the work in with your skin. You can You can tell that you do what I say.
But you know what? That's true. I do.
It shows.
Oh my God. Oh, anyways. Okay. Yes. Okay. Regarding HydraFacials,
this is the second question that we have about HydraFacials.
Second part. Okay. Regarding HydraFacials, I had my first one recently and noticed zero improvement. I take pretty good care of my skin at home, but I was expecting some improvement, particularly with respect to my pores. Not worth the time or money for me, unfortunately.
Ouch. Oh, she did not have a good experience.
Right.
This is my response to that.
Okay.
So first of all, I really think that it had to do with the technician. I hate to say that. I hate to call that person out. I don't know who it was, but I don't think I had one person not happy with their HydraFacial with me. Like, not one, because you really want somebody who takes their time with it and is doing all the steps. So this is what I asked that person. I said a few things, and these are the questions that you want to ask when you get a HydraFacial, and you want to know what you received as well. Okay. So you want to know what percent of acid that they used on your skin. So HydraFacial has different levels of acid, and it goes all the way up to 20% medical grade. For my skin, I usually do the 20% medical grade. I've built my skin up to that. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but they have different levels. There's 3 different levels. So talk to your esthetician about that. And you're going to be able to find your number. Let's say it's your first HydraFacial. This is the thing. If you have received a lot of peels in your life, or you're doing your retinols and your skin's pretty tough and you're familiar with acids on your skin, you don't have to automatically start with that lower scale in HydraFacial. You can maybe go up to the 15%. It's okay. So you can try that. So that's my number one question. For the pores, especially around the T-zone, because I know that this was a number one thing. When you get a HydraFacial, you are so excited to see that little vacuum, that little suction cup device, right? That's going to like vacuum out all the sebaceous filaments. Okay. So what you want to make sure is that the technician is going slow on those areas. And that's the difference, I think, with, you can tell who's done HydraFacials for a long time. And the reason why I know this is because when you do a HydraFacial, it is so easy because it's fun to go fast, like zip, 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 zip. Because some of the techniques, some of the steps, you can go fast. But personally, this is just my personal take. When you get to the extraction part of the HydraFacial, I always went slow on the extraction part around around the client's nose and T-zone, because think of it as when you do a vacuum. If you have stuff on your carpet and you have to run the vacuum over, you want to go slow so everything is picked up, right? Well, the same thing of your skin. You want to go over that pore surface slow so it has time to actually suck up. If you go whoop, if you zip past it really fast, you don't have time to get it all out. So make sure your esthetician goes slower over those areas. Don't be scared to voice your opinion and let them know in advance, hey, I'm really excited about this HydraFacial. One of my main goals is to get my extractions done. Now, even sometimes if the machine did not extract that sebaceous filament, I would go back, and there's some that I manually extracted, and that is okay. Another thing from a very experienced HydraFacial technician is they are going to know the levels of the suction, the volume on the HydraFacial machine. So there's a volume and there's a suction level on that. They will know, meaning HydraFacial has 2 tubes. Okay. One, the things are sucking out of it, and the other is infusing all of the hydration and all of the liquids into your skin. Okay. So that's one level that you can control with how much you want to put out in that, or how much little of the product. Let's say it that way. The other is the control for the suction. So the degree of intensity that you want to put on the skin. So you can increase the level of intensity on that suction a little bit, and you can also increase the acids if you need to. So there's a lot of modifications on the HydraFacial machine, which is really, really neat. So like when you have those home devices, you don't have you don't have that modification usually like you do the HydraFacial machine. So make sure that your HydraFacial technician does that. Another thing that you want to make sure that you ask, don't underestimate the booster. So a lot of people that would come in, they didn't ask for a booster, and a booster really makes a difference on the skin. Just think about it. It's that form and that liquid, that booster is a very tiny molecule. So the molecular structure is so small, and it's wonderful while your pores are opened up. So you've exfoliated your skin with that acid. You've gotten your pores clean. Now you really want to put those wonderful ingredients in. This is the time. This is the time to put it, to drive it into your skin. I always opted to get that additional booster. It really did make a difference. There are so many boosters that HydraFacial has. I will say I feel like it was a little overwhelming, but maybe I need to talk about my favorite boosters in another episode, because I do have my top favorites that really made a difference, I thought. So ask for a booster in your skin. make sure to also, I really like to put LED at the same time as the HydraFacial treatment. So that's another thing you could see if your spa or esthetician offers that LED light on top of it, and then you should see a difference. So those are a few questions. I know that was a lot, but I know that a HydraFacial is expensive. It is an investment in your skin. And I just wanted you to feel confident when you go into that spa session on what to ask for. It really, this is where it comes in handy that I owned a HydraFacial machine and I had a spa and I've had thousands of clients and I also trained 8 estheticians. So I was the
head esthetician.
It's funny. I went through a lot of HydraFacial reps and I was like teaching the reps at the, after that point, I'm like, wait a minute, I actually know. And actually the old way used to be this way because I was with HydraFacial for so long. So I do know my thing. I know about HydraFacials.
I will tell you this much, and this is true story, and it's funny. So Lindsay had a team of estheticians working under her. And so,
oh my gosh,
so
which
Lindsay,
story is this?
Oh, this is a good one. So Lindsay would, ask me to be the tester. She's like, Ashley, I need to train, one of my estheticians on the HydraFacial. Could you, and whatever else was going on. And so I was like, sure. Because I also knew that would take a long time because Lindsay was very specific. And it was like another level of school because when you come out of being an esthetician, you have the basic training.
Very basic.
But Lindsay took on the estheticians and it's like give them the extra, like the master's course. And so one of the things that she would do would teach them all about HydraFacials and how to give a normal facial and just everything. Oh boy. So I will never forget. This is so funny. So I was getting, I don't know if it was a HydraFacial or a regular facial or something. And it was a new esthetician and she was so sweet and I loved her. And Lindsay was, instructing
Oh, I know
her.
which story you're going with.
And by the way, so then Lindsay was like, all right. And then you want to put, a cool mask over the eyes. And so my eyes were closed with this cool mask. And all of a sudden, no joke, like, all right, now we're going to do extractions. And so I'm like, yes, we're going to do extractions. And then all of a sudden, a lamp fell on my head because, something happened. And instead of Lindsay going, oh my God, Ashley, are you okay? She went to the esthetician. Don't worry. Are you okay? I know that was scary for you to have that happen in the treatment room. But okay. And I literally took off my mask. I go, I'm okay. I think it hurt a little bit, but I'm okay, Lindsay.
It's just you, sis.
Yeah. Lindsay's like, it's just Ashley. Like, just don't worry about it. Don't let that shake your confidence. I was like, what is wrong with this picture? That was so funny. Anyways, so Lindsay was a really good boss. All the estheticians loved working for Lindsay because she was like the mom, Okay. Next thing, castor oil. This is a question from somebody. Castor oil users. I want
somebody because we're not using fake, like Ashley's not doing her fake names. That's so funny.
I know. I want to do my fake names, my fun names.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to. Okay. Castor oil. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have created names that I love. That's what I should have done. All right. Phoebe says, because I love that name, Phoebe. Castor oil from Phoebe.
Yours would be like Blanche from the Golden Girls.
I sure would. I love Blanche and Phoebe. Give me some.
Phoebe, Penelope, because it's your daughter.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I love Penelope too, but yeah.
All right. Castor oil users, I want to hear from you. I want to start using castor oil in my nighttime routine and would love to hear how you fit it in. I use other topicals such as tretinoin and AHA and I alternate nights. Is it possible to use castor oil on top of other topicals? Or what order do you put things on? That's a good question.
Yeah. We have episode about castor oil. Ashley, link it below. Put on your to-do list. So it goes a deep dive into castor oil. I really do like castor oil. And I put it actually in my belly button every single night. If you feel like your face can handle it, then you can put it on, you always want to apply your skincare from the thinnest to the thickest. So an oil would be your last layering step. So that's when I would fit it in. And it's just it's a strong oil. It's a great oil. The reason why people love castor oil, it's able to go so deep into your skin. it just is able to drive really, really deep. So that's where you're getting that detoxification from castor oil and all the benefits. Here's my number one thing though. And sometimes I do dab it around my eyes a little bit. I do like it, but I'm very careful with that because just pay attention. If you tend to get milia around your eyes, you just want to be careful about that because you don't want to start getting milia. So if you notice milia popping up, I would caution you to stop the castor oil. That's your body saying it's too heavy for your skin. So just keep that in mind around the eye area. But yeah, castor oil, it is a wonderful oil. I also really love I love jojoba oil for the skin because it replicates your body's, it mimics your body's oil that it naturally produces. It's the closest one. And it's just a beautiful oil. That's the oil I'm going to use tonight. Oh, you know what? Actually, I take that back. I do love a good jojoba oil, but there is this great oil by Necessaire. And I think the dry oil, and I do like that one. I think I'm going to do that one. So we'll see.
That's a good one. Do you use that just for your body or for your face?
I use that one just for my body. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's by Ritual. I said Necessaire. Although Necessaire has a good one too. I think they have a good one. Am I confusing them with their moisturizer?
I didn't know Necessaire had one. Necessaire has the retinol for your body and the retinol for your hands.
No. I'm talking about body oil. Necessaire. I'm thinking of their body moisturizer is really good.
Yes, they have a body moisturizer. Yeah, because I use that one.
Ritual's the brand that I am going to do. So we are going to see, okay, how do you like this? Do you like me answering questions like this? Like this? Do you like me answer questions like this? Let me know. So if you subscribe to our newsletter, that would be the best way to let us know. hello@lindsayholder.com. That would be really good. Or DM us, and then we will go over some more questions. So thank you so much for joining us on the show. And we'll have more next time. Thanks for listening to the Spa, Skin, and Beauty podcast, where I'm an esthetician and I'm changing my skin, and I'm going to change yours too. Tune in to next week. Until next time. Psst. Did you know that this one skincare tip can change your life? Well, probably not your life, but it sure can make you look good. Find out in our weekly newsletters where I share one of my skincare tips that I learned from treating thousands of women in my spa for over 13 years. You can sign up at lindsayholder.com, and that's Lindsay with an E. Or you can scroll down to the show notes below and find the link there. We send out one newsletter every Friday, so be on the lookout because it will be sure to perk up your day.